Hello there everybody and welcome back to Harvest Moon Save the Homeland. I am back and as you can see, I have a nice new glorious house. And I must say that they did a fantastic job. The color scheme got updated a little bit. It's a lot roomier in here. And I have a whole separate unit to my house. So it adds a little table for me. It's got a kitchen, it has a bathroom, and it also has a shower. To think that my farmer has gone almost a year without showering is kind of gross, but now he's all happy and clean. So this is a pretty nice little upgrade you get for $10,000, I must say, and you can also start moving your food into the fridge for storage so that you can cook it later. And it comes with all the utensils, you don't even have to buy cooking utensils. Hey, good morning. I just finished it up now. Man, they must have worked all night to do that because this was up in a day. There's a refrigerator and some cooking tools, so you'll be able to enjoy spending time in the kitchen. See ya. Well, it hasn't been easy to do a job like this with just this many people. No kidding. Well, thank you, gentlemen. I think that I will enjoy my new home. They made it almost double in size with that upgrade, so I'm pretty happy with that. I really didn't know what to expect when I got the upgrade. I thought maybe it was just going to be a small little area in the main hall of the house. Like, I didn't know that they were going to add a whole other room. I thought maybe it's just going to be a small dinky little kitchen, but they really outdid themselves. And we won't ever have to pay for that upgrade again, so we should have that for good now. So we can enjoy romping around in our new and improved living space, which is great. I'm back from yesterday, and I thought that I would be back a little bit later, but I figured that not only would I show off the house upgrade a little bit, but I can also trigger the next part in Lewis's event path, and I have to apologize to you guys because I had completely forgotten about this step. Here I was twiddling my thumbs waiting for Lewis to show up at my door, totally forgetting that I had forgotten a step, and that's why he hasn't shown up. So mystery solved, and unfortunately because we're so close to finishing the Azure Swallowtail side quest, we're most likely going to finish that one first. So what's most likely going to happen is we are going to see all of the steps in Lewis's event path, but we're not going to be able to see the ending, which is really a bummer, but that's just the way that these things work out. And unfortunately, even if we did get to see the ending of it, that would lock us out of the ending of the Azure Swallowtail. So what I'm probably going to be doing is saving all of these events and putting them all into their own separate videos later after I'm done doing the playthrough part and the commentary part, just so that everybody can see all of these event paths in their entirety, and I'll be sure to post steps that are actually correct in order to trigger all of the events. And I'm going to try and do all of the event paths. There's a couple of them that I'm really not familiar with and that I really haven't tried to trigger in the past, but with all of the great strides that we've been making, I think that most of them are going to be achievable. You know, if I'm really stuck and there's a couple that I just can't get the hang of, then at least we'll have 7 or 8 out of 10, and I'm just going to do what I can to the best of my ability. So we should be able to see Lewis's final event, or not his final event, but the next one in line here at Maple Lake after 5 p.m. today, so we have a little bit of time to burn. Now it is a Saturday, so I'm gonna stop in at Ronald's. And I'm just going to sell a couple of things. Parsley said he made up his mind after the blue flower bloomed and left for somewhere. I didn't mean to talk to him, but if you do talk to the villagers after doing certain things, they kind of have their own opinions about what's been going on. So if you've been working on certain event paths, or you've been spending time or befriending villagers or whatnot, then they'll usually make a comment about it. But I don't really talk to the villagers, like I shove gifts in their face and make them like me so that I can do their event paths, but I find it hard to kind of hold a conversation with them. Just because this game's so small, there's not really a lot of character building or anything like that. So even if I were to speak to the villagers, I probably wouldn't learn a lot. I'll see if Martha's in the villa so I can sell some of my eggs and milk and do a little bit of foraging around here. Although I just saw her leave, and Gina's not in there, so that's a bummer. I just barely missed the opportunity to sell some more things, which is too bad, but I think that I can sell milk over at the cafe, if I'm not mistaken. You can also sell milk at Lewis's, but Lewis's is closed today, of course. He's closed on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So with my eggs and milk, I usually have a little bit of a harder time actually selling them because there's a very select number of places that will actually take it, whereas you can sell your foraged items and your vegetables at a number of different stores. I think you can sell them at like 4 or 5 different places. But that's okay. Stockpiling all my stuff isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's not like the eggs and milk in this game have any sort of expiry date. I don't have to, you know, put them in the fridge or anything like that. I can keep them in my pocket forever and they'll never go bad. And now that I've bought that kitchen, I don't really have a lot of need for money at the moment. It's good to have a little bit of extra spending money on hand, but I can't think of anything big to purchase at the moment. Maybe another cow or something, keep a little bit of extra cash on hand for animal medicine and feed when I need it. I should check the time, which apparently you can't do when you're on your horse. You're not able to open the menu while on horseback. That's an interesting thing to keep in mind. It looks like it's 5 p.m., so if I go to Maple Lake now, I should be able to see Lewis jamming out on his flute. And sometimes when you're trying to ride your horse, it's really finicky. You have to be right on its side to be able to ride it. Oh, hello. I was just admiring this beautiful music. What did you think, Nick? I think it's the best I've ever done. You're very good, Lewis. Oh, Lila! Were you listening? Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Can I hear it again? Of course. I'm sorry, I just got a little nervous. It looks like I'm distracting you. I'll leave now. I hope to hear it again next time. Why do I get so nervous? I'll go home now. Nick, let's play together next time, okay? Okay, so now we have got that taken care of, and the next event will be Lewis coming to your home. And he should come in about a week's time. And in order to trigger that event, you'll want to visit the lake after 5 p.m. on a Saturday, because Lewis usually comes to the lake on his days off, Wednesdays and Saturdays. Although most of the flute playing events are triggered on Saturdays. For what reason, I don't know. But there's that. I guess while we're here, we can also check up on the flower. I haven't checked up on it today, but I think I have to give it a couple of days before it's going to have the butterfly show up. If you could ride the horse, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you very much. My horse is getting lots of attention from me looking at it, but I don't want to look at it. I want to ride it. And your horse doesn't have a saddle or anything like that, so it's sort of hard to pinpoint exactly where it is that you can get on the horse, but it's just a minor complaint. It's not that big of a deal, really. The flower looks well. I don't know if it's really worth watering. I guess I could water it just to make sure, because it's the middle of summer and it's very dry, but I think once the flower has come in, you really don't have to worry about it withering until after the butterfly shows up. But you can never be too careful, so I guess I'll just water it for the sake of watering it. It only takes a second. And my poor horse fell asleep and I woke it up and now it's angry. But you can't fall asleep in the middle of the field, horse. I'm sorry. We should get this cranky horse home and check on the rest of the animals. Alright, so I'm going to quickly check the weather here. I really hope it's going to be sunny. But it doesn't look like it. That is just fantastic. It's looking like a 65% chance of rain, which means I'm going to have to put all of my animals inside, which also means I probably won't get to bed until very late, but that's alright. This game doesn't seem to have the system where you have to sleep for a certain amount of time or your farmer will get really tired, which is sort of nice. Your farmer always wakes up at 6 in the morning, regardless of what time you went to bed, whereas in A Wonderful Life, for example, your farmer had to sleep for 8 hours, so if you went to sleep at 3 in the morning, you wouldn't wake up at 6 in the morning. You would wake up 8 hours from then, and it would really eat up a lot of time, so I'm not too worried. I'm going to go ahead and do that off screen, though, since it's going to take a little bit of time, and hopefully I'll be able to check in with you guys within the next couple of days. Thank you so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.